Hello everyone, welcome back to our MEDICOS Hub. So in this video, we'll have a session regarding answer presentation, how we can present our answers better in MBBS professional exams, which will help us to boost our score, improve our marks, gradings better. So let's get started. So firstly, in first year, we have something called anatomy as a subject, right? So let's take a topic like joints. So when the question is about joints, you need to write everything regarding that. Like you need to mention about the features, types, surfaces, bones, ligaments, relations. See, always think relations are like neighbors, right? So they are those who are present beside, in front, anterior, posterior, lateral, medial, whatever, right? So they are like neighbors. So remember them very well, and this is very important and this is very volatile also. And you have to mention the blood supply, nerve supply, movements, and applied anatomy, which will fetch you +1, or if it's asked in the question, whatever the marks prescribed will be given. And most importantly, in anatomy, even if you don't know anything, you gotta draw diagrams, man, and you need to finish your answer with diagrams. So let me tell you, for a 10 marker to fetch good decent marks, you at least need to write 4 diagrams, and for the 5 marker, you at least need to write 2 diagrams, and for a 3 marker, you at least need to write 1 diagram. So that so that pattern is mandatory to fetch good marks, right? So that was it about anatomy. So let's move on to physiology. So in physiology, the important thing that you need to do initially before you start your answer is give introduction, at least for a line, like 1 line introduction, and then start off with any definition if asked. And whenever you write functions, this is like usually asked in physiology, we will basically draw a flow chart and we'll write all the functions, which is not enough, bro. You gotta explain the functions also, otherwise you're not gonna fetch marks. If you write only functions, they're not gonna give you marks. You gotta explain them as well. And then if any of the diagrams, most of the diagrams are present in the textbook, if you notice, and you can draw all of them, which will also give you +1, right? So the last one, that is clinical physiology, which is very important, this will also give you +1, which will help you to boost your score. Usually they will ask you to dot diagrams in a particular question, but not clinical physiology most of the times, and you need to write clinical physiology if you want that plus marks, right? And most importantly, in physiology, you need to draw flowcharts. Whatever you write, no matter what you write, whatever, like literally whatever you write, you gotta first write it in the form of flowcharts, and then you gotta explain the flowchart. Most of them complain that we don't have flowcharts in the textbook. No way, nobody's gonna give you flowcharts. You gotta make them on your own, right? So make your own flowcharts and be ready with that to fight with your questions in the exam. So that was about physiology. And coming to biochemistry, so what do you do with this subject? So again, start off with the introduction, and if any classification is there, you can also draw a flowchart over here and then classify things and then explain them. Also, you can write functions if asked, and also significance is going to fetch you +1 mark. And whenever you write cycles or reactions, you got to explain them as well in this. Right, clinical significance, the same thing. Yeah, you can also use flowcharts in biochemistry. Don't be like, it's only for physiology. No, if you write flowcharts in biochemistry, you can impress your examiner very well. Like, you need to make it easy for them to analyze that you know things. If you write paragraph wise, they're not gonna give you marks. So always make sure you write in points and not in paras, right? So in biochemistry, reactions are very important. No matter what you know or you don't know, you need to remember reactions and you need to write them. So few basic stuff that I can help you out with is highlight all the headings that you're gonna, like subheadings or headings that you're gonna write in your exams. Make a box around them, as I am, for example, like this. So I've written diagram, make a box, which will, you know, highlight the part and which will help the examiner to notice very well. You can also underline it if you want, but then I prefer making a box around it. So use flowcharts and explain them well wherever you want, not only in physio, but also in biochem and also in anat. So the last one, draw a diagram not only in anatomy but in all other subjects, right? So don't think diagram is only for anatomy, flowchart is only for physiology. Like utilize everything and make it look unique, well, and perfect, right? So that was few tips that I could give out of my experience. So follow all of that and do well in all your exams, present well, and score well. Thank you for watching. Hope this video helped you. Do subscribe, share the video, like, share, and subscribe. Or in Medicos Hub. Thank you for watching.